From Tokyo to Timbuktu, Cape Town to Quito, people are on the move, leaving the countryside for the big cities. A trend that's affecting even the South Pacific. Click on a search engine on the World Wide Web. North of New Zealand, you'll find the island of Fiji, just a small dot on a world map. 1,000 kilometers north of Fiji, and there's an even smaller dot. Tuvalu. Its 9 coral reefs cover 25 square kilometers. This tiny island, with one of the highest population densities in the world, found itself sitting on a virtual gold mine. And now the internet is catapulting Tuvalu into the 21st century. There's been little development. Jobs are scarce, opportunities few and far between, and there's very little money. But in 1999, all this looked as if it was about to change.
My name is Jacopo. I live on Tuvalu, one of the smallest countries in the world. Our nearest neighbor is Fiji, still 2.5 hours flying from here. So few people in the world know our country, and even fewer come here. That's why the arrival of the plane is always an exciting moment in the week. Everyone wants to know who is arriving. Because not everyone can come, I put it on a tape and broadcast it every Monday in the 2 hours of television that we can afford. I'm working for the Tuvalu Media Corporation, and I'm actually working on a local TV program. So that's what we need this for the program tonight.
So people want to see this?
Oh yes, they love to see this. We just started this early this year, but people seeing themselves on the tellies is new to them, so they love it now. So most of them, before they just want to come to the airstrip where the plane is and see the people coming out. But with this program, some of them are really not bothered now. Just stay home and see. Oh, we'll see on tonight's program. What we see now is a special guest who we invited to the 22nd anniversary of Tuvalu independence, and including his minister from Foreign Affairs from the Republic of China, and the 2 guys from .tv.
What's that?
.tv is we had .tv is a company that they're giving us money, a lot of money. That's what we had. That's what I had.
Why are they giving you money?
Because they sort of selling the TV. TV is the initial for Tuvalu and something like that. I don't really know what's about .tv, but I just heard that they're giving us money, so and it's about .tv.
Basically what .tv is, it's a top-level domain name. So just like .com, or like in the Netherlands, you guys have .nl, or in Germany, .de. Tuvalu ended up with .tv. You have to understand that Tuvalu, by geography, is probably the 4th smallest country in the world. They have, 10,500 people that actually live on the island. So they probably wouldn't have a ton of need themselves. Even if every citizen in Tuvalu had their own domain name, there would still be the opportunity for .tv to sell literally hundreds of thousands, not millions, of domain names out there ending in .tv. And that's really our core business, is that we sell these top-level domain names to anyone who wants to buy it all over the world.
What did you hear about the island? What's your impression? What's your idea?
Yeah, I think in general it's been an incredibly positive relationship with Tuvalu. The people are very...
What do you expect to see when you go to Tuvalu?
From what I hear, I've heard that it's an absolutely beautiful location. It's very tropical climate, very warm, lots of sand and beaches and palm trees. looks very, very, very nice and seemed like to be a fun place to go. To be honest, I don't know a ton about the details.
But life in Tuvalu isn't that complex. A former British colony, it now has the smallest GDP of any independent state. It has 8 kilometers of roads, 1 airport, and no mineral resources.
This is a very good life to stay here. Very good life. No problem, no trouble, no. When you go anywhere, no trouble, no. If you want to go and you want to eat some fish, you can find some fish every time.
If you don't want to eat, you can always smoke.
These are pentanus leaves.
And what do you do with it?
We use for the smoke.
Smoke?
Yeah.
Cigarettes?
Yeah.
Can you show me a cigarette made out of this?
That was my pussy.
Yeah.
This is used for that. But I am no smoke.
Jacopo is keen they should know that the .tv money could help their business opportunities.
Part of this company, so that's where we get the money from. So like you can ask your council, island council, for any development you want to start here, or like build buildings, you know, and the machine, and install a small disc so that you can watch TV from here.
That's that constant low that's been sitting off the coast. Oh, I love those things.
The internet is not time sensitive, right? It's you know, as long as you film it one time and you can store that broadcast on a server somewhere, and you have the capability to stream it through your website. You can come at noon time, you can come at 2 a.m. in the morning, you can come at 4 in the afternoon, whenever is most convenient for you. Anyone who wants to be able to do it should be able to afford to do it, and I think that's one of the things that .tv is evolving towards, and we would love to be able to provide, is basically a turnkey solution for anybody who wants to build this website of tomorrow, you know, the next generation of online experiences. And I think the great thing that you're seeing by looking at all these different sites is that this really is happening on a global basis. It's not just happening in the United States. It's happening in the Netherlands, in Germany, it's happening in the UK, it's happening in Korea, it's happening in Japan and Hong Kong.
But if the internet revolution hasn't quite reached Tuvalu, .tv is sure that Tuvalu will participate.
Yeah, the agreement that we have with Tuvalu is actually $50 million over the course of 10 years. The contract is in perpetuity, so after the 10 years they stop receiving cash payments, but they still maintain their equity stake in the company. So they actually have a double-digit equity stake in our company, and they have a seat on our board. So I think overall it's a very, very positive deal for them, and to know that the monetary gain that this company can have is actually affecting people's lives and actually doing a very good thing for the citizens and the country of Tuvalu, which, you know, I think by any measure is a fairly poor country, but to be able to do good things for them is pretty exciting for us and all the employees here.
The capital of Tuvalu is Fongafale. The city is Tuvalu's gateway to the outside world, home to its one airport. It's become a city island with electricity, television, and a diet more varied than coconuts and fish. It's home to the Tuvaluan government. It's where 70% of Tuvalu's citizens who want to be part of the 21st century now live. But there's a downside to this new urbanization. 400 people per square kilometre means a squeeze on space and facilities. Tuvalu may have inherited the .tv millions, but it is still to develop a viable economy.
On Tuvalu, we have three kinds of people: poor people, less poor people, and the government. Almost everyone who has a job works for the government. Tuvalu has very few products to sell. There are coconuts, but everyone has coconuts in the Pacific. There is fish, but everyone has fish in the Pacific, and we cannot catch much because our boats are very small. But the government has sold the right to fish large quantities to other countries, and they help us in return. On Tuvalu, we only have 130 telephones, but we have a satellite capacity for many more numbers. That surplus we sold to some businessmen from abroad, but we didn't like very much what they did with it.
What are you wearing?
High boots and even leather skirts now and then. I have light skin that tans easily, large breasts and long legs.
And that's just very bad. You know, we are really disappointed with dishonest mob of people like that, and we could sue them because we were misled by them.
Koloa Talaki is a special advisor to the Prime Minister. When the deal to sell the internet domain .tv was done, he became one of the 6 directors of .tv.
I'm beginning to learn about internet.
Yeah. Because I saw your assistant was advising you how to use the computer.
That's right. I was trying to send an email to the .tv, answering a message from them, and you know, I did not know the right way to do it.
You know, he really functions a lot like a lot of the other board members, you know, to make sure that he's aware of all the decisions that the company makes, that, you know, he has a say, he can voice his opinion, he can, you know, help guide the direction of the company, and just plays a pivotal role, and also really maintains the liaison so that there's a constant flow of information between us and the government of Tuvalu, so that they're always very well informed and that they understand all the goings-ons of the company.
Why do you think media companies are so interested in .tv? Why do they want to have these domains?
Well, I really don't know, but I presume it's a new thing, but it's the most meaningful two-figure, you know, what do you call, and it's there. You can see the logo on the door. It's a .tv. The new internet frontier. Probably that's a layman's answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
The sale of the domain name .tv has raised the profile of computers on Tuvalu. Schools are promoting the new language, if not the new technology.
Microsoft Excel is an electronic spreadsheet that runs on Windows computers. What is an electronic spreadsheet? An electronic spreadsheet uses a computer to perform numeric calculation rapidly and accurately. Title bar. The title bar displays the program name and the file name, and also contains a control menu box with a close button and resizing button. Formula bar. The formula bar allows you to enter or edit data in the worksheet.
Here in Tuvalu, if you know how to type or type in the computer or manual, people will offer you a job.
Yeah, but who is offering jobs?
The government. You know, the first girl to start this school, she's working in the parliament. The other one there in the Island Council. And the other officers full of my students.
I want to get the computer as soon as possible.
Why?
Because it's so handy. I mean,
You know how to use a computer?
yes, a little bit with typing things and save, and you know, that's I think that's all I need. I was sort of encouraged by some friends to get into this system, and
Who are they?
it's a two couple from from the United States, from LA, Julie and Josh here, and they gave us some information on what to buy.
You can afford it?
No, that's why I had to save some money. I save a lot of money, but.
Computer technology has arrived here at Tuvalu's customs office. But the question is, will computers really bring prosperity to Tuvalu?
People need computers on the island, and as their income, grow up, they should be able to, to buy those equipment which are so useful for life, eh?
Oh.
Because the stomach is, it's full with a plate like that, and it's limited to that quantity, eh? And you can't eat more than one plate full of food. Eh? One plate is you satisfy your belly, but the surplus income you have, you start to look around to buy a car, buy a boat, buy computers, enjoy.
What happened?
Maybe something wrong with the powerhouse.
What do you think is wrong?
The lining, something short.
How often does this happen?
Oh, twice a week or 3 times a week, or even more than that, the daytime. It's very uncomfortable with people like travelers.
This fuel-generated one is too expensive. Cost of fuel goes up and up and up. But there are also other sources which might be good.
Like what?
Like diesel and coconut oil. We have plenty of coconut.
You need thousands of coconuts to do that.
Sure.
But do you have them?
Well, we have to do it. I think we have.
Just making sure the white lines for the centre of the runway are in a straight line. All the black here. to make sure when they paint, to put the boards down, so we keep the line straight. Otherwise, it quabbles. Doesn't look too good. Okay. It's where do you spend the money? They don't have an enormous amount of money. Well, they haven't until recently had an enormous amount of money, so they have struggled for many years. I think the situation is probably different now, with .tv money and fishing licenses money and such like.
So it stops being an underdeveloped country then?
Possibly, yes. Yes.
Tuvalu has 1 hospital and 2 doctors for 10,500 people. 5 out of every 100 children die before the age of 5, one of the highest infant mortality rates in the Pacific.
Normally, when someone is in labor in New Zealand, you are put in the delivery suite, and that's where you are, and that's where you are monitored. But here, you have to wait in queues, you just get put on, just before delivery.
If they come at the same time to the labor ward, then the other one will deliver on the delivery bed, and the other one will be delivered on the patient bed, like this bed.
Yeah.
Beside, no?
But you
Or
are the
sometimes the other one will deliver outside.
Tuvaluan doctors and myself as well, we are not trained as obstetrician and gynecologist, and which means we lack the experience as well. That's one of our acute cases are mainly obstetrics and the gynecological problems. Most of the patients, they bring their own, someone like a caregiver to keep the nurses a hand, and most of them sleeps on the floor. And when it's really, really busy as well, when there is no beds, and it's only how many? 2 nurses that looks after the wards, and including the very sick patients. And but at night, 1 nurse is looking after the whole 2 wards, including the very sick. My patient, he's a cardiac patient, and normally this kind of patient should be in intensive care, but we don't have any intensive care in Tuvalu. And
is there really no money? There's income from .tv.
That's what they say, but I haven't seen any. I don't know who's got them.
So far, this expenditure level are being contained and maintained through, very prudent management of our financial resource, and so that our budget, our annual budgets, are estimated at a level that is sustainable.
I would like to think that they would actually want to be a developed country, and they would actually wish to spend the money to develop. But I know that if they do so, then the aid money that comes in at the moment will probably stop flowing, because once this becomes a developed country, there's no need to pour aid into it. So there is a big argument for not pushing for development too hard, because that maintains your multi-million-dollar aid funding.
Before the .tv deal in 1999, Tuvalu's main source of income was international aid. But the windfall from the sale of Tuvalu's domain name could revolutionize life here forever. It's as if Tuvalu has won the lottery, but still doesn't know how to invest the proceeds to benefit all the islanders. And there are still questions about how safe incomes from internet businesses will be in the future.
Obviously, this company is in the business of selling domain names, right? So, I mean, we have to believe in that fundamental business, but every business has threats, right? So, I mean, that's something that, obviously we think about, and things that you're being concerned about.
Yeah, but to you it means you move into something else. Keep
yeah,
up with the pace.
Potentially.
But to Tuvalu means that they lose the entire budget.
I mean, really part of the process here is, right, if Tuvalu really is expanding their capital infrastructure, and that, you know, they're building things that would expand their entire revenue base, right? So if they're going off and actually expanding their runway such that they can expand into tourism, you know, that really sort of diversifies their risk.